a shit talking live. So yeah, and I already had like some wine, so I'm a little bit ready to shit talk. Just being honest. But this is a hose man video, basically just talking about like your ops, who they are, why they're your ops, like how to identify them, what their plot and intention might be, and then also how you can defeat them, just like general guidance. So there's three piles. The first pile is basic hose. Um, this one, hey V, we're using the baby blue lighter and the fountain tarot. This is the first ever tarot deck I ever used. Like ever. Like I got my first version of this deck. I've had two of these in like the span of my life. I feel like I'm talking weird, but I'm a little bit tipsy. So, uh, first one I ever got was when I was 14 years old when I first started to read tarot. So this one has sentimental value to me. But this is the first one. This is for basic hose and blue lighter. And then the second pile is evil hose. And then I'm using my skeleton deck, Terra Obscura, and the white lighter. So this one, I'm gonna like give you a little bit of like an intro. Pile number one, basic hose, is probably more so just like people in your life that feel like you're cooler than them or like more special than them, kind of a thing. Like you see how it's like a rainbow situation. Like I started to read tarot when I was 14, so I have had occult abilities since I was like a teenager. I used to read tarot in school, so people in my life know that I do this, and it's not like a skill that like everybody has. So that's basic hose. Pile number two is evil hose. And this one's like a lot darker, skeleton deck. These could be people who've like wished negativity on you. Not that like none of them have, but like this one especially with the white lighter too. Like these could be people who are like other witches or stuff like that. And then ugly hose. Pile number three is ugly hose. I'm using I'm using the rosebud tarot and this pink ghost lighter. Fuck. It says get a life. So people with no life, people who are less attractive than you for whatever reason. Even if they are attractive, they could be ugly like in their soul. So whatever. You might even find that you like all three of these piles, that you want to watch all three of these piles, and yeah, probably. So file number one, basic hose, blue lighter. Yeah. So the first question that we're starting with is like, who are the hoes? Like, who are these people who are mad? And like, what are their traits? What are the characteristics? Like, how do you know them? Like, how can you identify them? Stuff like that. So, the box says you are the voice and the breath of universes. So, because the contrasting variable is the fact that they're basic and you're allegedly not basic, is the fact that like you're special. Like it reminds me of like Dragon Tales a little bit. So you could have some kind of like Daenerys Targaryen kind of like aspect, or like my brother was talking about Lord of the Rings the other day. So if you're a man or a masculine watching this, you could have some kind of like House Stark vibe where you're just like King of the North kind of thing. Um, so like other people who aren't the King of the North or aren't like a Dothraki princess might be looking at you like, oh, geez, I really wish I was a Dothraki princess or the King of the North kind of a thing. So yeah, who are these basic hoes and what are their traits and characteristics? Who are the hoes that are mad in pile number one? We have King of Pentacles. It looks like this. Ace of Swords. I keep hearing the Dragon Tales theme song in my head. Queen of Pentacles. Whoa. That's a couple. It's like weird because I wanted to say they're divided by the Ace of Swords, but I also think they're united by the Ace of Swords. Eight of Swords. So we have Earth and Air on the table, which are pretty different elements. Why is the King of Pentacles here? Well, Six of Cups, So honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if some of these people in pile number one who could be hating on you or just sending you negative energy, people that you know, like personally, or that you would be around often. This could be people in the workplace. The Pentacles energy here, King and Queen of Pentacles. You could have like received something from these people, or like um these are people who like play maybe monotonous roles in your life. Like you might interact with them out of necessity, but because they're basic, you're a big deal to them. Like these are people who live on a lesser dimension than you. So you, when you come into their life, you're a big deal to see. When you go into their life, they're like every day. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. This is what it looks like upright. You make these people feel insecure. So there's something about like your self expression or just like your identity or whatever it is that you introduce to the area that makes these basic hoes feel insecure. Maybe about their personal value or their personal contributions. So if these are like peers, like let's say that you're like interacting with people on like a lateral level, there's something about you that makes you seem more sparkly, and then it makes these other people maybe like feel the need to become defensive. This is my eighth house cat. She's an Aries stellium and she headbutts everything. She's also a really big attention seeker. So you might notice that some of these basic hoes start to like amplify certain aspects of their personality or even replicate things that they appreciate in you for the sake of getting some of the same attention that you seem to naturally get. So you might notice that, like, for example, if you have like a hairstyle that you're known for, people might want to copy your hairstyle. Or if they're not copying it, they might downplay it or like talk shit about it. Seven of Wands. Like, once again, a defensive energy. Strength in reverse. So you're challenging these people's identity because I feel like people who play it safe for the sake of acceptance will see you sparkling and understand that you're getting attention for standing out, whereas they were trying to fit in. See what I'm saying? So in pile number one, if you're resonating with this one, it's because you aren't like everyone else and you get a lot of backlash for that exact reason. Like, these people probably appreciate the fact that you're not like everyone else, that you stand out, that you have differences, that you have new ideas, different ideas that aren't like everyone else's, that can't be easily copied. But that's also threatening to them because they're like, okay, how do I compete? Like, what's my next move after I've seen this person play their move? Like, if this is like a chess table, then your moves are so like logical, they're so practical, they're so well thought out that the other person like feels the need to jump into this like strategic mode of like, how do I combat this person? Like, what's my rebuttal for this situation? I think you could be dealing with competitive people in this basic host pile, which is interesting because I don't think you would look at these people and think, oh, this is someone who's competitive. I think this is a lot of like behind the scenes gangster kind of energy where people won't even want you to know how much attention they're paying to you, because I feel like you're showing up in this like role model energy. Like, I was hearing the Dragon Tales song, so that's like a TV show that we all watched when we were kids. There could be aspects of your personality that are like main character-esque, like you are like Dora the Explorer or like Diego, you know, like you have your own show. And there could be people in your life who like are looking at you like, I want to get that same level of attention. Like, I want to be the center of gravity. Or it could be like, if you're new to some kind of environment, it could be like a threat. Like, if you're being introduced, people could be like, what is this going to do for me? Like, how am I going to look in comparison to this person when they represent an entirely different energy and they're still appreciated? Like, does my value change because this person has come around? Like, I feel like a lot of these people are just kind of insecure. They already were insecure before you were introduced. So you don't have to feel bad about like what your effect is on these people, because I don't get the impression with strength in the reverse that you're doing anything for the sake of taking anything from anyone else. Like if you are like with this Leo energy, a bright person, the sun, it's just because you naturally are. That's part of your purpose, is to like have gravity. So it's not like, it's not up to you to dial back. Like you shouldn't dial back. I think in some cases, these people have the opportunity to grow in their own self-expression and learn how to amplify the aspects of themselves that they find most valuable or most like worthy of appreciation. Not all of them will though, but I do feel like this is something that's supposed to be happening. Like whatever like reaction you're inspiring or triggering in the minds or hearts or souls of these people is meant to be happening. Five of Pentacles in reverse, especially as some of these people were in any level of like spiritual poverty. So like I can relate to this a lot because, hey, thanks for being here. I'm talking to the live chat. Um, I'm like a tomboyish kind of girl, so a lot of times when I'm around or like introduced to new groups of women, there's like this comparison of like, well, you're this kind of a girl and I'm this kind of a girl, so like do we, like, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? So there could be like that shadow like popping up thing where some people are like subconsciously triggered into jealousy or competitive spirit just because what you represent, they either feel like they can't be or they've always wanted to be, or like I think that you inspire people, but people have different ways of reacting to that inspiration. So you'll know these people, maybe from the workplace, from like school environments, um, any kind of like team sports. Like some of you guys could be like a part of a team and you're like an MVP or like a starting player. You get attention from the coach. Um, you're prioritized. So that's how you're seen by these other people who are like resonating with this more like basic code kind of archetype. Okay, so why are they mad, jealous, or resentful? I think we kind of already talked about that a little bit. This might not be like a super long video. I just wanted to record something because I haven't really been live in a while. And part of the reason why that was is because I was dealing with like competitive feminine spirits around me. Like a lot of times, like for me, I mentioned that I read tarot, and like not a lot of people know how to do that or even are confident in their ability to do that or like publicly broadcast that. So I was like scheduling all my videos in advance because I didn't think anything wrong could come of that. But then I forgot that I have people who like literally watch everything that I do, even though they hate me. So like I was receiving a lot of negative energy towards the fact that I have a lot of ideas and I can come up with a lot of stuff really quickly. And then it was like my work ethic itself was being attacked. So like I even have moved back into like my parents' home because I used to be like a fully self-sustaining system. Like I could take care of myself and pay all my bills by myself just based off the money that I made from doing this. But then I like went into this like major depressive episode, and like it was crazy, and it was just so much external pressure. So many eyes were on me, and like the ending of last year and the beginning of this year, there's just a lot going on. So you might deal with some of this stuff coming from third party dynamics in your life. This could be from your own family. This could be from, like, once again, these coworkers kind of a thing. I think like your success is threatening to people because it makes them like look at their success and be like, well, what am I doing? Or like, where am I going? And so when people don't have a strong sense of direction for themselves, it just like makes them feel a certain type of way. So not all of that is completely avoidable. Like I fought against a lot of negativity from like people who I cared about for a long time before I kind of succumbed to it, but that's okay because coming back to this home environment has been good for me. Like I've used the last like 2-3 weeks or so to just kind of like rest and let like my dad take care of me, and I've been eating better and stuff like that, like sleeping better. And now I like, since I've come here, I'm in a new environment. There are more opportunities. Like I'm not living in the middle of the desert anymore, so there's like even more job opportunities. So I've been like spearheading growth in directions um, that I didn't even anticipate for myself, you know? So I feel like the reason why God allowed me to kind of break down is because he wanted me to start building somewhere else. So like, I don't know if you're meeting these basic codes now, like you're moving into like a setting where these basic codes exist, or if like you're moving away from a setting where basic codes exist. It doesn't really matter, but yeah. Because I feel like even if like regardless of what you're doing, there's always gonna be basic codes around. Like there's always gonna be those NPC type individuals who are literally just there to either observe you or be impressioned or impacted by you. Um, and that's just how it goes, because you never really know how God is going to be using you or other people to have like an impact, a godly kind of divine impact. So I can think of a lot of times in my life where I kind of felt like the basic hoe, and I was watching like someone else's Instagram, like a mutual, and I was inspired by them and like what they were doing in their life. So I hope to not like seem like I'm talking too much down on people. Um, but yeah, we're just starting, so we'll see how it goes. I might change my tone, but pile number one doesn't even really seem like I need to like be upset too much with these people, because it just seems like they want more for themselves and don't always know how to react to that feeling of inadequacy that's inspired by your presence. So yeah, let's see what their intentions and their like plot or scheme is against you or towards you. Oh, actually, no, that's next. We're talking about like why they're mad, jealous, or resentful, and I'm using the intuition article. So like, why are hoes mad? The lustful in reverse, number 32, affirmation: I embrace my individuality and sexuality as sacred gifts. And that's in the reverse. So it could be like a situation where you're just like literally more sexually attractive than other people, like right now, especially, or in general. Or this could be a situation where like there's a third party. I mentioned third parties before, and like a romantic situation with the lustful. This could be a situation where like you're around someone who has a partner, and then they're worried that their partner is going to look at you. Like I used to work in a daycare, and that happened a lot because you know, it's parents and their kids, right? So they're dropping off the baby to me, and they have cameras in the room, and I'm taking care of their kid for 40 hours a week, and they can see how I interact with their kid, and there's like comparison between how I interact with their kid and how they interact with their kid. And there's a lot of that like comparison. I just feel like there's a lot of comparison around how you are and what that triggers in the minds of not only the people that are like falling into this like basic code category, and then also those who they want attention or like validation from, positive feedback from. Like I feel like you're the kind of person where people feel like you could steal away their light if you wanted to, or if you tried to. And that's scary. Like if the number is 32, which comes down to a 5. So in the reverse, I feel like people around you right now are afraid of the change that inevitably comes with this Ace of Wands or Ace of Swords. I said Ace of Wands. So that's an attraction thing for sure. But like Ace of Swords, like people could even be afraid of like truths coming out, right? Because let's say, for example, this isn't like a girl thing. Let's say that like you're a guy, and someone notices a lot of like their like male partner spending a lot of time with like you. I don't know like if any of you guys are like gay or something like that. I don't know. I just am picking up on this, but there could be this energy of jealousy, um like why like are you with them more than you're with me, or like why do you spend more time with them than you do with me? I don't know what that is, but it's like, why are these choices being made? Why do they react to you this way, and what does that mean about me? Which is very much like a kind of insecure way to think about things, but it's also like real and human. So like, you know, any person at any point in time can be insecure. So yeah. And it's like with this basic archetype, it's like there's like a connotation that this person could be lacking something in the form of like oomph, like they haven't really invested a whole lot into having individuality, or like really healthy sexuality. Like I don't know if any of you guys are like in like lavender relationships where like you very obviously have interest in something else or some other kind of person, but you're still associated with something else, or that's just happening somewhere around you, and there are like third parties coming in to kind of send you any kind of energy. Hey Yuri, I hope that you're well. I love to see you in the live. So we have the desirable number 26. I accept my desires as a pure expression of my essential self. Yeah. So I don't know if you can hear my cat. She's going crazy in the litter box, and she's been doing that like in times when I feel like negative energy is being sent. So like we're gonna get into evil hoes into part in pile number 2, but she's my shadow cat. So whenever she gets active in the litter box, it's like she's releasing energy. So people could definitely be sending you negative energy right now, and if you feel like that, stay here for pile number 2, because I feel like that's gonna be the pile where I'm really gonna be able to like talk down specifically, because these are those more like maliciously intended people who like want to hurt you for how they feel, kind of a thing. So anyways, this one is number 26, the desirable. So regardless, at the very center of the energy is the fact that you're attractive, you're desirable, you inspire like you inspire the attention and focus, maybe obsession, fixation of other people. And especially if you resonate with that like wild card, like sparkly energy, like you don't see this kind of like energy a lot, especially in comparison to basic codes. So you're immediately something that stands out from the crowd, and that just kind of makes you worth paying attention to. You could resonate with like having some kind of different ethnic background, or like even mixed ethnic backgrounds. You could speak like different languages. You could eat different kinds of food, listen to different kind of music. You could be someone who like dances, so like you attract a lot of attention. I met a girl at a coffee shop, and before I even knew her, she stood out to me. But then when I started talking to her, I found out that she was an exotic dancer. So, and she had pink hair. And sometimes she was blonde, sometimes she had pink hair. I thought she was so cool. So you could just have things about you that like reflect the fact that you believe in your individuality, that you're willing to invest in your individuality, that you're confident in your individuality and the worth of that, and that you're already in the practice of like building those things. Even if you're not like a feminine, because I'm kind of leaning more to feminine, but I want to like make this like gender neutral. So this could be the energy of you, like I'm thinking maybe like the gym, or like a sport if you're masculine. Like you could like once again be that starting player, or like maybe you have some kind of like signature move, or you've performed really well on like a evaluation or something like that. There are just people around you who are noticing the difference between what you contribute and what they contribute, and they're just kind of like maybe secretly or subconsciously offended or threatened by what that difference is. We have the past here. Affirmation: I shine awareness and compassion on my past. So once again, I'm reminded of the fact that these people have opportunities to kind of reinforce these same areas in their own life, especially if this is style, right? Like if this is your clothes, if what makes you different is the way that you express yourself, your music taste, like the movies that you watch, like stuff like that, like that's just like a reflection of your personality. Like you aren't like trying to be anything but what you are, you know. So the expression of those things is just because that's who you are. Like I'm a tomboy, so you'll see me like expressing maybe more masculine energy than the average feminine, like on average. I'm not saying like I'm the most masculine woman ever, but like, you know, like so there could just be things about you that make you different, and then to those right people that you align with as like equal or opposites, that's really attractive. And so when people who don't see themselves as able to like replicate that are around you, but still want the attention of those same equal and opposites, they'll find themselves feeling inadequate because they can't replicate that same response that you can get from those people. And I have empathy for this, because I know what it's like to like I've been more hyper feminine in my life. Like I definitely have evolved deeper into my masculinity as I allowed myself to. I used to have like really long hair and do my makeup like all the time, and like I liked kind of like getting a certain kind of response. I used to be like hypersexual, and I had like a close friend story on like in high school. So like I was kind of like popular because I was a little bit more feminine, a little bit more hypersexual when I was younger, like in high school age. So I know what it's like to get that attention. I know what it's like to get the attention I get now. So now I get more of like a pure respect than I do with like a sexual idolization, which is more like superficial. So there could be people who are like stuck in that like um, fetish energy, or stuck in that like um, objectified energy, who are seeing you as being valued more deeply than them. And that could be a lot of the reason why you're getting that response from these people specifically. It's like people are noticing that like you matter more or you're valued more. They feel that way. Can I have one more card from this deck, please? The Fighters in reverse, number 27, which is like one up from this 26. Affirmation. I fight my resistance to accepting the dualities of life. I feel like some of these people literally would want to fight you, but they probably know that they can't. So you're going to deal with people taking like, I think you're dealing like from this pile specifically, it seems like it's more like a passive aggressive energy. And then you might once again resonate with pile number 2, where we're gonna talk more about like the spiritual warfare kind of a thing. Because for some of these people, like they could have some kind of influence over like, I want to say the elements, but like they could just know how to do stuff metaphysically. Like if you are resonating with being like a spiritual witchy kind of person, having your own practice in any kind of way, you're almost certainly going to attract people who are like having a similar level of ability, but maybe using their powers for different reasons. And a lot of times that insecurity is one of those like ways to trigger someone into their shadow. So definitely stay tuned for part number 2 if you're liking this and you're resonating with that, because there probably are people who are not going to ever confront you about what they feel like makes you more special than them, but they'll do things that either make you feel like you're less special through like passive aggressive comments or like actions. Like people might want to exclude you intentionally, or this would be like a kind of thing like when you speak up in the group, people pretend like they don't hear you, kind of a thing. Or like you might notice that people like want you to walk behind them, like people trying to like sun you. You know what I'm saying? Like because they need to feel like they have some kind of like position of hierarchy above you. This could be like the same kind of energy of like in your friend group, you may not be the one who like drives. So like there's someone who's like really attached to being behind the driver's seat because that makes them feel like they have control and that they're important to other people because they're like the only one who knows how to do that kind of a thing. So they might like hold it over your head and be like, oh, well, or they like mention it in front of like the host kind of a thing. Like they want other people to look at you in a certain way that they feel like they're being viewed. Um, there's also a situation in the recent past where like I went to like a skating rink and it was with my brother and we were like hanging out and having a good time. And there was this one girl who like she didn't skate. She just sat there on the side of the rink and like watched everybody. And like I caught her like rejoicing in the failures of like other people, like when they would fall or like hurt themselves. Like it like I don't know, like this was just crazy. I don't know, bro. But like it was like she enjoyed watching people fall down and like that kind of like made me tweak a little bit. So like you might just notice other people around you like when they don't feel like they have enough going for themselves, they just need to see other people struggling how they feel like they're struggling. Like it just makes them feel better. So that's that. Okay, so what are these people's like, plots or like intentions towards you? Like, what do you need to know about these people and how they might be moving around you in the near future? And for this one, I'm gonna use the Untamed Spirit Animal Oracle. So, yeah, I might take a break in between the piles to drink more because I just don't feel like I got enough the first time. Um, you might also need to be careful about who you drink around because like I'm not a drinker really. So I have a sensitive stomach and I can't drink around people that I don't trust. Like it puts me in danger of like getting sick because I just don't have like a super great control over like how my body responds to alcohol yet because I'm still transitioning between addictions. Like I used to be like a really big smoker. I still kind of am, but like now I'm smoking like cigarettes and shit, so it's not like anything contraband. But now I'm like drinking more because I need to for my new job, and it's just like, you know, I'm still getting like the handle on things. So like it's like that energy of like skating rink. Like if you're still getting like your sea legs or something like that, people could like be wanting to see you fail, waiting to see you struggle, like waiting to see you not do well or stutter. You know, I stutter. It's like I am likely to stutter a thousand times throughout the rest of this video because I just always have. Like I was born my Mercury in my retrograde, so I feel like these are people who might even underestimate what your flaws are. Like they not even underestimate because I feel like these are the kind of people who would be looking for your flaws. So like I just feel like because you have this like sparkly presence, they would be more focused on that than they would be on you being a human being still, because you're just more developed in the realm of like self-confidence or like public presence than they might be. So they might not see you as being aware of your flaws, so they might bring them up for that reason, that they want to kind of like, they feel like they're bringing you down to earth, but really they're trying to like, once again, like sun you, you know? Okay, so yeah, what are these people's like thoughts or intentions towards pile number one? What are the basic host attitude towards pile number one? We have the deer, grace and kindness. So a lot of this intentions are gonna come in the form of like pretending to be nice, you know, or like playing weak. Like they want to be seen as like um something like maybe softer, or like, because you know a deer is like fucking 6 feet tall. You know, it's not really small, but when you think of them, you think of that thing that gets hit by a car. You know, like they want to be seen as like a victim, right? So I would be careful of like responding to passive aggressive behavior with aggressive behavior. Like in this case, you might need to like learn how to be passive aggressive too, because of what you're dealing with in other people, because you don't want to like maybe be seen as the person who is the aggressor in the presence of those who like appear weaker, right? Like so I do a lot of this kind of energy from like other feminine energies, and I'm tall, I'm 5'8", and I have masculine presence, right? So I kind of seem like maybe I might be the one who might be the problem in a lot of cases, even though I'm usually not. So usually so like, you know, I can't really always directly like attack problems with women, because when I do that, they play small. And they're like, you're attacking me, you're coming into my space. Like, you're the one causing the problem, even though they've done something to set me up to have an emotional reaction that they kind of already knew I was gonna have. So be careful of that. Like, don't play into it too much. Like, you might need to check some shit, you know, like flash your like high beams type shit, but don't actually hit the deer if you can. Like, you know, like don't allow yourself to be easily provoked. We have the wren. Yeah, like little bird, but it's in the reverse. It's like courage, humility. And I was thinking about this before, right? Because I was like, I don't know, for some reason today I was thinking about like situations that I know about with like even relationships between like men and women, where like the women will be like low key domestic violence ish. Like they'll like be like hitting the guys. But if a guy like hits a girl back, then like they're the asshole kind of a thing. It's that kind of a thing. Like some of these people like are just going to like take stuff out against you, like either aggressively or passive aggressively, because they're relying on you to see them as like something that you can't like check, kind of a thing. So be aware of that energy in this pile, because I feel like, you know, with the deer and the wren, like these are people who aren't really small but want to play small, like that kind of a thing. And then the dog, friendship and loyalty. Like some of these people could be your actual friends. So they could be over relying on the loyalty that exists in your relationship, or they could like talk shit and be like, oh, it's just a joke, kind of a thing. Like they could like insult you and then be like, oh, it was just a joke, like it wasn't serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like like if you were to check into them, they'd be like, they would like take it back, kind of a thing. They want you to like be like quick to forgive them, or not like I don't know, I'll take it personal or something like that, but they're like obviously offending you. Can I have like one more? Gray heron, introspection, and patience. A lot of birds here. So I think a lot of people in this file could be women who we're talking about. And then the bat, initiation and transition. So you might realize like you might need to phase out of certain relationships that aren't good for you. Like people could be showing their true colors, or like there could be like this upside down, like Stranger Things kind of a thing happening. Definitely, like, especially if you're going out and like drinking with people, be aware of like how you feel in the presence of other people, and don't discount what those like instincts are telling you. With the gray heron and the dog especially, like I feel like you are a person who has really good instincts, so don't be quick to like brush off stuff that feels like shit, basically. Like if it feels like shit, it probably is shit. And you want to get that out of your system as soon as possible. um because I feel like, especially if you are like resonating with having this like dog like personality where you're really just like a ride or die, or like you're committed to having a good time no matter what, you could end up like this is gray heron is someone who's like waiting to strike. So you could end up like being vulnerable to the things that you're naturally like, based on your personality, willing to overlook. Like in the case of like that person who I was mentioning about like just spectating and waiting to see people fall, like I think I only fell like one time, but like while I was skating, like I can feel the pressure of people like watching me, and like, you know, like I might almost fall and I might know like where that energy is coming from because of what I saw when I was sitting down taking a break, kind of a thing, you know what I'm saying? So um you know, don't underestimate stuff. Like just because of who you are as a person, like don't think people can't be a different way because the bat is here. And I feel like you have like this really strong presence. Like you could be a key character in a group, or you could be like the center focus, and there could be people around you who have like secret insides, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to like explain that in another way. Okay, so anyways, moving on to the next part. How do you defeat these people, or like what's the guidance on how you should move around them? I'm using the Moonology from this one for this part, and I got this deck from Sky, and she's one of my good friends. So I'm just shouting her out because she sent me decks, and I got this from, she sent me this while she was in Tokyo, Japan. So yeah, in case that's anything for anybody. Okay, how should you deal with these people in pile number one, these basic hoes? Like, what's the guidance on how to come out on top of whatever energy they might be sending towards you? Self-regulation in reverse. Exalted moon, more that rainbow energy. So bull. That's with the bull, you get the horns, but it's in the reverse. So, like, once again, maybe not directly attacking, but then this card has, like, a compass on it. So it's like, shout out to Creed Shadows, dude. I fucking love Assassin's Creed. One of the first RPGs I ever played, on, like, PS2 type shit. But, like, the compass is here. So, you might not directly attack, like you might not ever go to this person, like I didn't go and talk to this girl and be like, why are you hating from the sidelines? Like I didn't say that, but now I know like you're low-key a hater. Like I know what kind of person you are because I've seen how you move. So it could just be that kind of a thing where you just need to like observe, understand, know, and then move forward through these interactions with that understanding of what the secret intentions are from these people. Like it could be enough to just be aware of what these dynamics are. We have accept responsibility, the moon's reflection. So another reason why it's good to just have awareness is because there's a, like I said, anybody can be insecure. So there's a good chance like maybe you've even been in this energy yourself where you were like low-key hating on somebody who's a part of your group, or someone that you have some kind of relationship with or loyalty to. And you need to understand this energy not only for yourself, but like, or just for like how you move around them, but then also how you move through the world, so that you're not ending up the bad guy in somebody else's life, kind of a thing. And then we have change your tune, Moonlight Serenade. So in some cases you might find that you're not wanting to be around these people anymore because they don't really match your vibration. Like there's a good chance, and I know this for myself because I don't even have a lot of friends, and a lot of the reason why I don't have a lot of friends is because of how like differentiated I am. Like I'm a person who, I take up a lot of space, and people who haven't allowed themselves to take up a lot of space, who haven't invested them in themselves enough to take up a lot of space, they usually don't like have positive reactions to me taking up space. So you might just notice that like I can't really be myself fully around you, and so I don't really want to be around you, kind of a thing. Or when I take up space around you, you make me feel like this. Like when I am happy, it's offensive to you. And I know that I'm not a person who's being happy for any negative or malicious reason. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might just need to reevaluate some of these relationships so that you can self regulate better. Like, if you're going out with people and then, like, every single time you're with a certain person, like, you're drinking and you're throwing up, like, and you know that you can like handle your liquor, it's probably not you. Like, and if you're unaware of that kind of hidden influence, you might have like gone through a phase where you blamed yourself and you took on the responsibility for other people's negativity sent towards you. So one of the best ways to protect yourself is to have that awareness. Like this is a situation or like a pile where I'd recommend that you learn how to do return to senders, which is just as simple as saying return to sender when you feel like you're under the pressure of people who are negative or like negatively intentioned towards you. So yeah, that's pile number 1. And now we're going to move into pile number 2. And we're talking about the evil hoes now. And this is a pile where I really feel like these people are like genuinely evil. Like genuinely malicious, inclined to do like maybe like witchcraft against you. And like I want to be clear to differentiate here because not every person with a personal practice is going to like run around reckless like casting spells. But there are definitely some people who know the influence that they have, or that they've been able to acquire through whatever means. Because not all magic looks the same. People have different people have different rituals. A lot of that could be based in like cultural practice or like background kind of a thing. So you need like I see 13 people in the live right now, so that's even more confirmation because that's one of my witchy numbers, like my lucky witchy numbers. I have a whole playlist on this account about how I work with the dead, and it's titled 13. So if you're interested in learning about like my practice and what I do with the dead and that influence, you can check that out. But yeah, especially if anybody like around you that you know has any influence over the dead, because that's like the dead are always around. So it's like one of the most powerful ways that you can spiritually influence, is through life and death. So we'll talk about that more in this next pile, because I feel like there are people in your life who have influence over life or death and those energies that could be using their influence over those elements or like powers to affect you in any kind of way. You were going to Michael? Yeah, he's like a really good protector. I just drank out of a blue cup before coming on live, and my wine bottle is blue too, so I love Archangel Michael. My dad's middle name is Michael, and he's one of my biggest protectors. So yeah, hell yeah. I even have people in my life who I feel like either carry that name or are like vessels of that energy. Like I talked about Sky. I associate Sky with Zeus, so not necessarily Archangel Michael, but like God the Father, like in the sky looking down up from above, because she's one of my like most loyal like content viewers, and she also has literally supported my channel with like by providing me literal materials to do this work with. So I never have to really worry about Sky hating on me because there's a lot of proof that she supports what I do through her actions, not just like her words, but like actually how she moves around me. Your mom changed her last name to Michael. That's cool. Cool beans. These like evil hoes though, I want to mention, they could literally be like people that you love. So it's important to keep that in mind because not everybody knows how to love, right? You know, like I've had to like distance myself from people that I love because not that I don't think that they love me, but just because I don't think that they were loving me the right way. So this is part number 2. And this is where we're talking about the evil hoes. So who might these evil hoes be? And what are they all about right now? Why are they even important? Why are we even mentioning the evil hoes? So please cleanse this deck of any energy that's not related to the pile we're about to do, so I can get a clear read on this energy. and let it be helpful to everyone who's watching this tonight and whenever. Some of you guys might need to do some kind of like limpia or just cleanse of your space. It could be helpful, especially if you're like me and people like can literally see like into your space. Thank you, Adriana, for coming in here and sharing it and having a positive impact on me. Thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. I love that I can just like do this for fun and it still be fun, because for a while it wasn't fun, like because there was so much of that like pressure on me, because I was dealing with a situation, like a third party situation where like I was in like a love dynamic thing with someone who had like another person, because we were like in a situationship kind of a thing. And then like she knew about me like way before I knew about her, so she was like stalking me. And like, because I post about him like in what we have going on in our thing, because like it's been helpful to other people, so like I do that. And like she was sending me like crazy hate for it, so I like, it was hard for me to even do it at one point, because like this bitch was looking like watching everything I did and like hating on it, because our situation is different from her situation with him. So yeah, I'm not like, I do my best to not be competitive with her though, because I know our situations are different, and I'm not like in any like, I'm not really trying to my transformer just fell over. I'm not like really trying to have her shit, you know, like her shit is her shit. Like I don't want her shit. I like what we have better than I like what they have. So there could just be like, this energy feels like it definitely is more jealous, more baneful, more spiteful. This could even be coming through from like, dare I say, like siblings or something like that. Like it could be like it doesn't have to be siblings. It could be like cousins or like, you know, whatever. It's just like you have something that I want, or like you're doing something that like I feel like I can't do, or something like that. So who are the evil hoes? And I feel like some people could like have even like wished death. So this is why I'm thinking like this is definitely a more extreme energy than the first pile. Like the first pile is just like, oh man, like you have something going on and it's cool, and I kind of wish I had that shit going on. The pile number 2 is like, I want you to die, like, or like you need to stop, because like that woman wanted me to like stop making content. Like she wanted me to stop existing, to stop texting him, to stop being in his life, because like our thing is just like a completely different caliber than her thing. So like it's hard for her thing to even like really like be a blip on the radar when my thing exists. Like for as long as I have interest in like fighting for my relationship with him. You see my brother's like raging outside the room. Like exactly. So like I hope you guys can hear him. Yeah, like it's just like a, there could be like a gamer rage kind of like energy around you, where like people are resenting you for like how you behave and how that makes them feel about what their prospects are. So yeah, who are the evil hosts? 3 of Swords, walking around with a lot of like dissatisfaction. Um, push me and then just touch me until I get my satisfaction. I think people like who are resonating with this category in your life, evil hoes, are like not happy with their life. Like they're just like, for whatever reason, not at peace. King of Wands in reverse. Maybe because there's a manifestation in mind that they are trying to like force to happen, or that they feel like is just really difficult to achieve. Like something like that. 10 of Swords in reverse. So people are having a difficult time recovering from what is failing in their life. And so to see you be successful is like, they're sick. If you're like happy, smiling, doing well, especially if you're doing all these things independently, that's making these people like really upset. 8 of Wands. Like usually this is like a card that I would like resonate like, or like associate with a good feeling, but this is like more that gamer rage. Like I'm pent up, like I have frustration towards you. or have animosity towards you. So you might notice like people in your life who you feel like are these evil hoes might like suddenly lash out at you, or like are just like quick to have a negative response to you, or like have exaggerated responses to like minor offenses, or like looking for a reason to oppose you. Like for example, I was away from my family for like a year, and while I was away, I didn't really like reach out and talk a lot to them directly because I was just going through my own stuff. And then when I came back, like my sister has like a best friend, and I assumed that like while I was gone there was like discussions about like me in a negative way. And so the friend had come over the other day, and I don't even like really know her, so like she was just here, but she was like outside my bedroom door. So when I came out, because I was doing chores, it was like a Sunday, I like spoke to her, but then she like ignored me, and I was like, girl, you're in my house. So that kind of pissed me off. But like I guess she felt like she was entitled to like oppose me even though she doesn't know me from Adam, because like my sister had talked to her and been like, well, we don't like this guy, you know what I'm saying? So there could be stuff like that going on where like people have decided that they're gonna have a certain position towards you, and they're just going full force ahead with that, without maybe even knowing everything, having all the facts, or um, being directly involved, right? Like there could just be like a situation where like gossip has gone through, and people are like wanting to take the side of the person they have the closest allegiance to. Page of Cups in reverse. Why is the Three of Swords here for the evil host? This is the moon. This could be like a mother figure. This could be any like important feminine energy in your life. The first card was the sun. Like the sun came out for pile number 1. So I mentioned pile number 2 and pile number 1. So if you haven't seen pile number 1, you might want to watch that one too. Especially if there was a relationship, because in pile number 1 we had the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles come out. Why is the Ten of Swords here in reverse? Ten of Swords could be like a death card. Queen of Cups in reverse. Yeah, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if like you resonate with this like witchy energy, either like for yourself or for this other person that's like the evil hoe. Like you might have really dealt with like phases, like an entire like phase or multiple like moon phases, where this person was like actively working against you, like using some kind of like natural power. Like this could be someone that you could have like pissed off like a pregnant lady, and it's not, I'm not saying that like you deserve this, right? But like um you know, like it's that kind of a thing where like not only were they pissed off, but they were also pregnant, so like any magic they would have sent towards you would have been like amplified by the additional power that they had at the time. Why is the Eight of Swords here? Or Eight of Wands. The Seven of Wands is coming to clarify that. Like I really feel like you have somebody mad as fuck. Because the difference between the Seven of Wands, or the Eight of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is the Ace of Wands. Like that's hot firing mad, and a lot of this energy is like really pressurized. So like this could be someone who's really upset with you, but like they can't directly approach you, or like they can't touch you, so they have to like, this is like the energy someone could be like scripting like over and over again, like Ceylon will die, Ceylon will die, Ceylon will die, kind of a thing, like like some real crazy shit, bro. Like I honestly feel like this kind of magic, if they were using this kind of magic, it's like rudimentary, because no one who like really has like serious power is gonna use their shit for like some dumb shit like that, right? So like I feel like this is someone who like, you're protected from this. Like you don't have to really worry about this actually like hitting you. But this could still be happening. Like there could still be someone around you, and like if it's not like a you're gonna die kind of thing, it could be like a body swapping kind of a thing. Like there could be someone around you who wants to like take your sauce. Like they wanna like absorb you. And then the way this backlashes, if it hasn't already, is you end up absorbing them. So like whatever the thing is about you that they were threatened about, that they wanted to destroy, it might have like stopped for a while, but it was like for the sake of recuperating, like for the sake of you like recharging, or like regrounding yourself, like regaining your sea legs. And then after that happens, it's like you're springboarded ahead. Like this is like crazy, like it this is a crazy backfire because I feel like somebody really tried to use, like, Pisces energy is big here. So someone could have tried to use like death energy towards you, or just like some kind of like spiritual energy towards you. I don't even really know how to exactly explain this, but because it could be different from all of you. I can't tell you exactly what they did, but the moon is here, so it could have been like they used the moon phases. Like there could have been someone who was working with like full moons, new moons. If it wasn't like an actual moon, it could have been pregnancy, or like their blood. Like if this is a woman, this could have been someone who used like their period blood against you. Because I use my period blood in my practice, but I don't use it against people. You know, and I'm not like, I would never do that. So like I think it's like a difference here in like maturity spiritually, which is the reason why, if this has happened for you, resonate with this, it's not like fully working. It might have worked a little bit, and I feel like if it did work a little bit, that person would have gotten like a lot of satisfaction out of that. Like I know for me, like my mom has a really big thing about like hair. So like as she's gotten older, like she used to have like really long beautiful thick hair, and as she's gotten older it's like gotten like thinner, which might just be like a natural response to her getting older, right? But like my hair is still thick and it was long before, but then on my birthday like last year I suddenly cut all my hair off and I was bald. Like I had like no, I had like beautiful long locks, and then all of a sudden I had no hair, and it almost felt like I was under some kind of like spell or something, like somebody like literally had some kind of like crazy possession over my body, and they like made me cut my hair off. I don't even know, bro. It was weird because I had no like, I wasn't even thinking about cutting my hair off until I did. So you might notice like, you know, stuff like that going on where like people are like kind of intervening in your life in the areas where they feel like you have the most strength, because they don't want you to have that strength. Like hair is your antenna, psychic antenna. So I think the impression or the idea was that if I didn't have a connection, I couldn't work, or like I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So, you know, people could be trying to get in the way of you and your manifestations, and they're doing that with some kind of like indirect force. And it's definitely malicious. Why is the Page of Cups here? And it's like, it's meant to be like something that catches you off guard. Like you're not meant to be like seeing this coming. You, when you crashed out over the weekend. Yeah, dude. Seriously. Be careful. I knew it was witchcraft though. Yeah, you probably will be able to pick up on that. So like, don't worry about it though. Like King of Cups, you're still like, you outrank whoever this person is spiritually. And it's because of the fact that you would never do the things that they do. Um, like, you know, I don't feel like you have anything to worry about in terms of like death magic actually working or like landing. And if it is being sent out, it's almost certainly being returned back to where it came from, especially if you've done return to senders or like limpias and you've like cleansed yourself. um because this magic like is just not stronger than yours. But there could be people even around you who are like eager to prove their magic in comparison to yours. Like if you're like me and you have like, you know, this like a platform where you do things, or like it's known that you have some kind of influence, people could be like, well, I'm stronger than you. Because my mom is kind of like that too. Like she kind of introduced me to Santeria and like orishas and like divination, because she used to read coconut shells, and that was when I was like 5, 6 years old. So like she's kind of like, obviously she's my mom, you know, so like she kind of like walked me in the door. But then I progressed and I started my own spiritual business, and I feel like that kind of inspired some jealousy in her, because she feels like I think she thinks I owe her credit for who I've become. So you know, I like Christmas, I got one Christmas gift, and it was from Sky literally sent me a coffee. It was a Keurig, it was a coffee maker. And I told my mom about it because I had reached out to her for Christmas for the first time in like months, because I was just like, well, it's Christmas, I gotta say hi to my mom, you know, like whatever, I gotta like at least like try, you know, because I love my mom. Like she's my mom, she gave birth to me. If I could have a good relationship with her, like I would love to. But she's just a hater. So like I reached out to her and I was like, yeah. And I told her what I got. It was my one and only Christmas present. And the next day, that shit broke. Like, it literally broke the next day after I told her. And like while we were on the phone, she told me she had gotten this new coffee ground called like Black Magic, and that she literally, like, I think she was literally casting the shit like while I was on the phone, because it was like meant to catch me off guard. Like, she had to, because of karmic law, you have to disclose what you're doing if you want it to like work. Like, you can't like hide things completely and expect it to have full efficiency or like full effectiveness. So she was literally telling me about this like new coffee ground that she got called like Black Magic or whatever. And then the next day, bro, the shit was broke. And I was like, bro, I know it was you. Like, and I literally called her out on it, and then she wanted to act like she didn't do it. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I brought it up." Da, 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 da. I was like, "Girl, this is why I don't tell you shit. Cause like anytime I have anything good in my life, it dies like the next day." And this is also the same like mother that like whenever I was modeling, you know, like I was modeling, and I was signed to an agency in high school. And I remember like this one casting call that I was really excited about. And I was like, before we even got in the car and like went, she was like, do you think you're ready? Like, do you really think that you're ready for this? Like, do you really think you're ready for this? Like, and I was like, well, I don't know, what do you think? And then she's like, I don't think you're ready. And then I was like, well, if you don't think I'm ready, then like let's just not go, bro, because like obviously you don't want me to feel confident. So like I'm gonna have a really hard time feeling confident with you inspiring all this doubt. So like, you know what I'm saying? So there can be people around you who see what you are, what you could be, where you could go, and they just don't want you to go there because they didn't get to go there. My mom also, and the moon is here. In kindergarten, my teacher was like, "Hey, we think Ceylon's really gifted. We want her to skip a grade and go to first grade." And my mom was like, "No, we don't want her to skip a grade." And the reason why, because she got held back a grade. She didn't pass third grade, so she got held back. And so me being advanced was like a big trigger for her, because she was like, "Well, I had this obvious deficiency and my child is surpassing me in this way." So like I've always had a thing with my mom, because everything that I do that is good is just like a threat to her. And I don't understand it because I'm just trying to do me. But like it's that kind of a thing. So why is the Page of Cups here? King of Pentacles also came out in pile number 1. So this could definitely be related to a competition thing over a masculine energy or over opportunities in life. This could be like someone in your life who's jealous of how much money you make, or your job, or your title, your position, your assets. Like you could have something nice and they don't have that nice thing. And they're like, "Fuck you for having that nice thing when I don't have it." It's a lot of like evil shit. This is just evil, you know? Like King of Wands in reverse. Like people who can't make things happen in their own life, who are upset because you are making those things happen in your life. So yeah. Let's talk about more what is making people like jealous and haterish. And I'm picking up on like a sadistic quality from these people, because they would be like wanting to see you fall. Like that would be the thing that made them feel better about themselves. Like they wouldn't feel satisfied until you were suffering. Like I know for a fact when I told my mom that her magic worked, she was like, "Oh yeah," a day later, because it was literally less than 24 hours. Like my mom is powerful as fuck. Like I've never been like my mom is not powerful. I've never been like I'm more powerful than my mom. You know what I'm saying? So that's her insecurity that like led her to project the need to try to like sun me, you know, like push me down, make me feel like less, or take something away from me that I had. But she literally broke my coffee maker in less than 24 hours. Like, I called her during the nighttime and was like, "I got a coffee maker." And the next morning, when I went to make coffee the next day, it didn't work. I was like, damn. Like, fuck, bro. Less than 24 hours with this shit. Okay, we have the teacher in reverse. Literally, my mom taught me. Okay, that's crazy. Number 10, affirmation: I study and share wisdom with those who will value it. So there could be literally someone that you've like surpassed in some kind of way. I'm thinking of that like you know what that it's like a clip of Cardi when he's like in a hotel room and he's like he's like ranting about how he like got on some shit and surpassed him, and then like niggas around him were just like lost in the sauce. He was ranting about like how he like outdid niggas, and I just thought about that. Like anybody who like put you on, if you're doing well there and they feel like you're doing better than them, they could be upset by that. People could feel like they are the reason why you are the way that you are now. Like they feel like you owe them something. And if you're not cutting them like a check or like kicking back up to them, they could be upset by that. I'm picking up big on like mother energy now. And if it's not like your mother, it could be the just a mother, you know? Someone who has some kind of nurturing quality, quote unquote. Because it like a lot of times women can be narcissistic with those that they nurture. You know, it's like, I've done this for you, so you owe me forever. You know, like, it could be like your grandmother. It's like, you know, I babysat you, I was there when you were born, you owe me forever, kind of a thing. The future, number 35. Affirmation, I plan for the future with respect for the unexpected. These people could be trying to put, like, once again, unexpected obstacles in your path that feel like they're really hard to overcome. Like, popping up out of the blue with a test or with a challenge. And if that's the case, how this backfires is that, like, they might end up, you know, something could pop up out of the blue for them, like an unexpected bill, or I don't know, I'm picking up on like car stuff. Because the 8 of Wands is travel. So like if someone's trying to block your forward movement in life, then their forward movement in life will be blocked. Like my first car, I paid for it with graduation money. And my mom had me get it in her name. And I paid for that car entirely. But like whenever she would get mad at me, she would just take away my car. And she technically could because it was in her name, but she made it that way so that I couldn't, like, a lot of the people in my life that like they want control over me, so they don't let me have my own stuff. Like they let me have stuff, but not let me have it so much that it's actually mine, you know? So it's like I still want to be able to have control over you. I'm gonna like pretend to give you freedom so that I can take it back whenever I want to, so that I can have control over you. And that's that kind of energy here. Like whenever she would get mad at me, she would just take away my car, even though I paid for it entirely. But like my other sisters, like they got cars in their own names. Like whenever they're ready to get a car, they get to put it in their own name. We have the storyteller, number 3. Affirmation, I have the right to speak because I listen when others speak. So this could be people who don't want you to like express yourself. Like when I was with my mom like before, my voice kind of cracked a little bit, and she definitely hates whenever I talk and say anything negative about how she raised me, even though there's a lot there that like really wasn't that great. Because she's really attached to the image of herself as like the perfect mother who made like the ultimate sacrifice. And when we were growing up, like she was like the superhero mom, you know, like we were supposed to see her as like someone we could never really be upset with because she had made all these sacrifices and stuff like that. But you know, there was a lot of stuff there that like didn't really go right. So you know, if it's not your mom, it could just be people in your life who don't want you to express yourself, really, because they're more concerned with the vision or image that they want to portray of what happened. It doesn't have to be a mother, it could be a father, it could be like literally anyone. But I'm picking up on like with the teacher here, like and like all this like moon and like King of Pentacles energy. It's someone who has, you know, some kind of like stake in your life and in how it looks to be a part of your life. Your mom sounds like my dad. Yeah, so it could definitely be like someone else. I think I only pulled 3 from this deck last time. So we'll talk about now what their plot or intentions are towards you. Untamed animal spirit. So, what is this evil hoe's intention towards you? What's their plot or their intention? The Raven in reverse. Magic. Magic and destiny, bro. This is definitely dark magic, bro. And my mom literally told me that's what she used on me. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And this is a skeletal deck, so, like, it could be literal death magic. Like, somebody could have wanted you to die or, like, wanted to hurt you in some kind of way. And in their mind, that's, like, fair and balanced and, like, you deserve it. I don't think you actually do, which is the reason why it's not going to work. But someone could be, like, power tripping, like, they want to be in control of your timeline, or because ravens are like one of the most intelligent birds. So this could be someone who in their mind feels like they know like what's best, or like they are more connected to God than you in some kind of way. They can control God's plan for you in some kind of way. Like by stalling you, they feel like they have the right to assert some kind of godly power over you. This is definitely like giving me my mom vibes. So yeah. Like someone could be trying to like, you know that movie Brave, Merida, when she goes and like interviews with her mom? It's like that. And she turns her mom into a bear. Kind of like stripping her of her beauty, stripping her of her humanness. Like this could also be like a defamation of character. This doesn't have to be like actual, yeah, wild goose, birds of a feather flock together, trust in their group communication. It doesn't have to be like actual magic. It could also be like gossip about you. So like this could be the energy of like someone who like is your mom, or like is someone who knows the intimate, darker shadow parts of yourself, like the stuff that nobody else knows about because they're not that close, they're not that like locked in. They go and like tell people your business, kind of a thing, because they want to have control over how you look in the minds of other people, because the storyteller in the reverse, they don't want your story to get any like airtime. Like this is like the energy of like a shadow ban. But like socially, like in real life. So like when I like my mom also kicked me out of her house when I was 18, because she was like raging. My grandfather died, and I was like number one punching bag, because I was the kid who was like I took care of myself emotionally. Like I didn't need a lot of help handling myself because I was self-medicating. And like she would lash out at me, and then I would just be the one who could take it. And it happened like that all the way up until I was 18. And then one time she was like, "You don't have a home here anymore." And I was like, "Bet." Because my dad had come up for the funeral, and I was like, "I'm just gonna go back with him, like whatever. Like you don't want me here, like fine, I'll go." And I packed all my stuff in like an hour, and I left. And then after I was gone, she told everybody that I was like a bad kid. And it just didn't really make sense, because I'm a straight A student. I was like great in student council. Like I had a bunch of communities. I was a great kid. I just didn't like, I didn't want to put up with her shit anymore. Like she was at the point at that in our relationship at that time where like she was like threatening to like hit me with stuff. And I was like, well girl, I don't really want to have to deal with that. Like you're supposed to be my mom. Like you're supposed to love me and shit. But she was like having pressure in her relationship with her like new husband, who also wanted me to move out. Like she had like in months prior served me with like contracts to say that I had to pay like either $1,500 for rent or like move out. So it was like a lot of stuff. So I just basically I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So I left. So there could be someone in your life who thinks you're just gonna keep taking their shit because they feel like whatever bond that you have, because it's like my mom, you know, like whatever bond that they think that you have, they think it's like unbreakable, that you have no choice but to keep eating their shit. And then you might have been like, well, I don't want to anymore, and so I'm gonna go. And so in the absence of you, they're like defaming you to other people, like, oh well, this person isn't around anymore and it's their fault, they're the bad guy because da 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 da, when in reality they're the one who kind of like drove you away. The deer again, bro. Definitely check out pile number one. This is the first card that came out, and I was talking about this is someone who wants to play small when really they're like 6 feet tall. So my mom was like playing the victim, and she's like, well, she left and she was a bad kid with discipline problems, when in reality she was tweaked. So yeah, this could definitely be somebody who's like a lot of evil in a little package, with this like moon energy. It's like you wouldn't think of this person as being maybe as dark as they are, because they make it a point to not look like how dark they actually are. Like, it's important for them to have almost an alter ego to present to the world in order to maintain control. The Viper, dude, literally. Fear and healing in the reverse. So this could be someone who used fear against you. So like they could have been like, well, if you do this, I'm going to tell everybody that. Or like, if you do this, and I'm going to do this, and you won't be able to have this. Like, I'm going to strip you of something that you need or love if you don't do the things that I want you to do. And then we have the Otter, joy and companionship. And this could have definitely affected your relationships to other people. So this person may have used other connections as leverage. Like, I don't know why I'm hearing church. Like, this person could have a church is usually like a close community. People like know each other to some level of intimacy. So they could have been like, they could have involved people so they could use those people as leverage. That's basically what I'm getting. Moth in reverse, and they could have been to prevent some kind of death, or like, because the moth is like the dark butterfly, so like they didn't want a thing to transform for the worst. But when I hear for the worst, it's their perspective. It's like they didn't want things to not go their way. So their way of making sure that things that go their way is by like shadow manipulating from behind the scenes. Okay. Definitely picking up on like control freak energy from this. My mom has an Aries moon. And she can be like really explosive and almost like bipolar when she's angry or sad. Okay, so how should you deal with the situation in order to come out on top of it with these evil hoes? Moonset releasing. Literally let this motherfucker go, bro. Like, I don't talk to my mom anymore. Like, she reaches out to me and she's like, oh, I love you, I miss you. And I'm like, whatever, bro, you're a cap. Like, because it's like, it's just emotional manipulation. Like, she just wants me to have sympathy for the fact that she's like a mother who misses her child, but in reality, she never really was even close to me. We never even hung out one-on-one. We never even did anything together. I think she kind of used her kids to maintain her relationships. Like, I've seen her do that, not only with my dad, but then with like, my brother's dad. It's like, I'm gonna just have a kid and it's gonna keep you here. So, it's really not even about the kid. It's about like what I want. So in some kind of way, I don't really even feel like our relationship it's not really that close. So the absence of her doesn't even really affect me that much, like, realistically. So it's not like, once I got past the fact that like my mom and my relationship with my mom is not like a normal mother-daughter relationship, and that like I don't have to over invest in it more than she ever did, then it was easier to release her. So I don't know if you're feeling like you're really like locked in there, because this moon is here, so like if this person is orbiting you like a satellite, it could be harder to release this person because they could just be close. but you might want to work on getting in the mindset of like deprioritizing them or learning how to like emotionally fortify yourself against their manipulation on your emotions. Because it feels like that's like the thing that they're relying on. Like they rely on you needing them or feeling like you need them. What else for how to come out on top? Moon, maybe intuition. Full moon is another release, and it says forgiveness. So this is a situation where I feel like you might need to do some like shadow work and like really get in there with yourself. Because like if it's like really your mom, like for me, like it took me a while to get to this place. Like I tried my mom for years. Like she kicked me out when I was 18, and stuff has been bad since I was 18. I'm about to turn 22, so it's been like 4 years, and I'm just now at the point where like I don't even care if I like don't talk to her again. But the thing is about that though, is that I've been having to like rethink that because my little brother still lives with her, and I fucking love my little brother. So I gotta figure that out because I still want to be around him. His birthday's coming up this year, and I'm back on the East Coast, so I love to see him, you know, but that means I have to go to her house and like interact with her. And I know she like secretly hates me. So I don't really know. It's hard. Blood moon courage though, you might have to, and then literally shadow work. I literally just said that. You might have to make a bold move here or be ready to lose something for yourself. But it's not, it might be self-interested, but it doesn't mean that it's selfish. And that's my thing here. Because there was a point in time when I was like, I used to judge my little brother's dad because I was like, why would you leave my mom when my little brother was like so young, right? But now that I'm older, my mom is I just see my mom differently now. Cuz when I was younger, she could control how I saw like everything cuz she had all the information, you know, about everything, about the divorce, about like all that stuff. So like she was the one telling me stuff. My dad never like explained anything until I got older. And so like, you know, I just didn't know. So I saw my dad as the villain and I saw her as like the superhero, like saint who got treated so bad all the time and like she's just the victim of everything. So, you know, it might take a while for you to get the fuller picture on how exactly you should feel about some of the stuff that's going on here. But I do feel like with time you probably would understand that, you know, there are things about the situation that need to be released, even if it's not the person entirely. It could just be like a phase, you know? Not all of you might cut this person off forever, but they definitely seem like they're in like a bit of an evil energy right now. Like they're definitely not sending you great vibes right now. So whatever you need to do for yourself, if that includes releasing this person, even if that comes with like a loss of another relationship or whatever, it might be just a temporary thing. So yeah. Okay, now we're gonna move into pile number 3. Ugly hoes. So I don't even know. For this one, it kind of feels like it might be like a little bit of a redundancy because I feel like we've covered things pretty much, but we'll see what comes out. And ugly doesn't have to just be like physical appearance, by the way. These could be like pretty people, but they could be ugly on the inside. So when I say that, I mean like ugly in the form of like bias, you know, like they could just be like hateful souls, type shit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And this one I'm using the rosebud tarot. I wish with all my heart to fly with dragons in a land apart. Oh shit. Pile number 3 with the get a life lighter. Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad. Okay, so who are the ugly hoes? And why are they mad? It took me so so long to make this video, bro. This was scheduled for December 1st. It's been December, January, February, and we're at the end of March. It took me 4 months to record this. Fear. Here comes the thunder. Alright, who are the ugly hoes? The devil, holy shit. The devil's the first card. So yeah, I'm getting like less even like a physical appearance and more just like I'm just a straight demon. Okay, what else? 9 of Pentacles in reverse. The Life Giver, the Empress in reverse. Okay, so that's more of that maternal energy coming out again. Could definitely be a feminine, doesn't have to be though, because the devil is like a father thing. It's like a Capricorn. And then the Professor of the Hierophant is here too. Okay, this could be a boss, this could be a teacher, this could be a manager, this could be someone you've had some kind of like sexual relationship with. Even if it's not like you're in a committed relationship, it could just be like I don't know, whatever. Like you just like fucked or whatever. I don't know. This could be did I already say mom? Yeah, mom could be here, dad could be here. We'll see. Let's see. We have alchemy and the 6 of Wands. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is somebody who is like seeing, it doesn't have to be, Jesus, I'm like burping. This is somebody who's looking at your life and they're like, oh my gosh, this person has everything I want. Like 6 of Wands could be like a good relationship. It could be, I don't even think it's just one thing, dude. This is like, especially if the body snatcher energy from pile number 2 came up and it resonated for you. This could be someone does magic against you. I wouldn't put it past this person. But they look at you and they're like, you have it all. Like, you're the bachelor, most eligible bachelorette. So like this could be someone who's in your friend group who notices that like when you guys go out, you know, the girls all want you. They don't feel like shit next to you. They feel stuck in their life. They're like, you know, this could be someone who even has some kind of like body thing going on here where they're like, I don't like my body and I wish I had your body. Like, I don't know why that body thing is coming out so heavy, but I feel like if you're a woman, you have like maybe like a curvy body. If you're a man, you probably have like a fit, like athletic body. Or it could be your style. If you're like a man, you probably have some kind of like businessy, like professional look going on here. And if you're a woman, you're just like really attractive. However your style is. Like, it doesn't even matter what your style is. It's just like you look like it. Like, you have the it factor here. And this is someone, it's ugly hoes. So they don't have it. They don't have it. Whatever that it is, they don't feel like they have it. And they're mad as shit about that. With alchemy in the reverse, like, I definitely feel like this person could have popped up in that pile number 2 energy. Or they could have, like, you know, tried to do something to either get what you have or, like, absorb you or replicate you. Like, I mentioned that, like, third party thing with, like, the other girl in my situationship because me and him aren't committed, so he does whatever he does. Like, I have a camo jacket. Next thing I know, she has a camo jacket. So it's like that kind of a thing where, like, you know that Beyonce thing where she's like, if it's what you want, I would wear her skin. It's that kind of thing. Where, like, this is somebody who's like, I'm gonna have what you have by any means. And, like, I'm gonna go to whatever length is necessary. Like, there's no limitation on how far I would go to get this thing. Which could be the exact reason why they're not going to get it. Like, they just could have gone too far to get something or to, like, lock someone down. Because with the devil card being the first card, somebody has someone bonded. Like, they're trapped. Like, they're shackled in. So, like, if this is a relationship thing, Ace of Wands, like, someone, like, the person that they're trying to shackle feels trapped with them. Or, like, the thing that they're trying to manifest, it's it's now being, like, repelled because they're over pursuing it. We have the Knight of Cups here. This could definitely be, like, an emotional pursuit. And then we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. So, like, it's like the situation has, the brakes have been put on it. This person can't really move forward from their position any further than they already have. It's like all the progress that they could have made has already been made. And they're frustrated by that because I feel like they're looking at you as someone who is closer to the finish line than they are, even if they've put more work in some kind of way. Like, in their mind, they're like, I deserve this more because I've forced something in some way. Like, their interpretation of effort is like force. Ace of Wands in reverse. Like, they've burnt themselves out, overexhausted their engine, trying to, like, get somewhere or do something. And now they're stuck. Seven of Swords in reverse. They could have, like, schemed or plotted something. They could have kept secrets. And this is coming out underneath the Life Giver. This could have been like a baby shower. I mentioned my mom did that in pile number 2. My mom had kids to keep men in her life. So this could be something like that. Six of Swords in the reverse. Like, it's not moving forward. Like, you know, it's like my mom had that kid, and then the guy, like, my stepdad, ended up moving. He literally left the country, bro. He moved to the fucking United Kingdom, dude. He got gone, like, seriously. So, you know, you can't, like, make somebody do what you want them to do, even if you give them an ultimatum. Like, this person still might choose the other thing. And it feels like this is somebody who might have, like, forced someone into some kind of ultimatum position and then is really unhappy with the results of that ultimatum. Like, whatever pressure they applied, it didn't turn out how they thought it was going to. And now they're like, fuck, I'm, like, cemented now as, like, the op, as the devil, as the forcer, as the trapper. Like, it's like, I'm thinking, like, even if this is, like, a marriage that somebody, like, agreed to, it's like a ball and chain marriage where it's like they're dragging this person behind. Like, they don't even really want to be attached to this person. But they feel like they have to, or something like that. Like, fuck. Somebody was like somebody was sneaky or something. Like, the Life Giver is in the reverse, and the Seven of Swords is clarifying it. If it's not like they had a kid with this person, they could have had a kid with someone else. Like, somebody could have cheated or something and, like, accidentally, like, had somebody else's kid. And they could have, like, tried to cover that up and, like, make it seem like it was, I don't know, dude, this is kind of crazy. They could have, like, tried to lie about who, like, the father is or something. I just saw 2 kings and I split the deck. Like, they might not even know, like, yeah, and then the 2 swords is here, like, they're blind. They don't, like, they might not even know who's, like, fuck, bro. He's crazy. And that's why they're the ugly person, because, you know, like, who does that kind of a thing? So, why are they mad at you? Like, what does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with you? What the fuck? The Confident in reverse. 25. I honor all that I've done to make me who I am today. This is someone who has a lot of shame. So you're shameless. And that bothers them. The Persistent, number 47 in the reverse. I hold fast to my goals and ideals as I persevere. So this person has gone too far in the wrong direction. And is maybe even too prideful to even admit that. Like, they don't feel like they can undo this. The truthful, number 33 in the reverse. All these cards are coming in reverse. This person is like sitting in a lot of blocked energy. Affirmation, I speak my truth and expect everyone I care about to do so too. So like, because, so this person gone too far in the wrong direction. They don't really want to admit that because of their pride issues. And they don't want the situation to look like what it actually is either. The nurturer in reverse. And I mentioned like that narcissistic feminine energy. The affirmation is I deserve to feel nurtured because I give to those that I cherish. It's like, because I've done this, I deserve this. But it's like, no. Like, in some way, for some reason, whatever they've done to nurture, it was like superficial. It wasn't like really based in anything secure. The 4 upright, I'd be like, okay, yeah, like this is secure, this is stable. But in the reverse, it's fear. It's cat scratching in the litter box again. And that's like the magic thing, right? So it's not, it's manipulative. Whatever they've done, whatever they've given the situation, it's just they can say that they've given it. Not because they actually wanted to give it. Not because it's like based on anything genuine. Like real love or like whatever. It's more of like a performative situation. So this is someone who's like performing like all the time in every way in their life. That's the ugliness, because it's like, it's very shallow. This person is shallow. Okay. Okay, what's their like plot or family instability in the reverse, koala? What's their plot towards you and their intentions towards you? Can you get out of the way, dude? Here comes the thunder. Bear. This person could feel like they need to protect themselves from you. And especially if you are truthful and you speak truths. Like I mentioned that the person who was stalking me didn't want me to post videos because I talk about the truth. So it kind of like destroys the fantasy or the superficial fantasy. What is their plot towards person watching pile number 3? What's their intentions towards the person watching pile number 3? Wild goose, trust in the group, communication. I just heard wild goose chase. So this person could want to like if you're the one connected to this person unwillingly or like against your better judgment in some kind of way. They want you to commit to that entire journey. Like they want you to be just as committed to their like fantasy lie thing as they are, so they don't look stupid. Like this person's like biggest fear is looking stupid in front of people, but they've like kind of made themselves look stupid already. I don't know. We have the seal, spirit and perception, and the gorilla, nobility and leadership. Okay. Yeah, this person wants to like strong arm you into doing what they want you to do so that the situation can look how they want it to look. But it's very much manipulative. Like, I don't know if you're even seeing this person as having like that kind of mastermind brain, but they probably do more than you think. So don't underestimate this person's ability to scheme. We have simplicity and childhood. Like I mentioned that like baby trap thing, I think. If I didn't, then I definitely thought it, and I'm saying it now. But like life giver in the reverse with the gorilla, like the life giver is the empress, and it's meant to be like a super feminine card, but it's coming out with the gorilla. You know, it's like it's strong arming. It's like, how are you supposed to be like a hyper feminine thing and then strong arming at the same time? That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, someone could have like forced a life with you, or like forced something, but it's just like a blip. It's just a temporary thing. It probably was never even meant to be as ongoing as it was. And in the case of my mom and like my little brother, like that guy, she was a stay-at-home mom for as long as they were together because he made a lot of money. I think she got accustomed to that lifestyle. So I think that she didn't want to lose him. And then my brother occurred. Coyote, yeah, intelligence in the reverse, unpredictability. This person probably they're just like they're plotting. They're plotting to maintain the position that they want to have. They don't want to look bad. And they're willing to like take away your happiness to make sure that they don't look bad. That they don't look like they're an idiot or stupid or like they make bad choices. So they don't really care about you. Like they don't care about how you feel about what the choices that they want to force you into. Like your happiness is not something they even like consider. Because they're focused on themselves, but they want you to like mate for life. Like they want you to be like gung-ho, like committed to this bizarre adventure that they've like self-initiated. Okay, dude, jeez. Okay, we're gonna close with how you come out on top of this. I'm hungry now. How do you come out on top of this or defeat this person? This ugly hoe. Enchanted in reverse. You gotta break out of whatever illusion they have cast over you. Which could be the hardest part, because this could be somebody who, like, with the life giver, like, they've made you feel like in some way you need them, that you have to be attached to them, that you can't have a life without them. Boundaries. You gotta like maybe like build a fence or communicate to them. Like in the case of like my stepdad in the past, he literally left the country. Like, dude dipped out. So like, you know, he might have to like leave. And then day moon, love. It's like, you gotta do it for you, man. Dark side of the moon, mystery. You don't know. Because I feel like this person, whatever grip they have on you, like, it feels really real. It might, like, to leave this person might come with a loss. But it might be worth it on the other end of whatever this is. Like, to stay stuck here, to just submit to this person strong-arming you, is to give up, like, all your power. And, like, this is a person, at this level of superficiality, you don't want to give this person all your power. They don't give a fuck about you and your happiness. Like, they don't care about you. They only care about them. So if you're giving all your life power to this person, like, you're not going to be happy in life. It might be better to just, like, go through that initial, like, this sucks. I don't have the thing that I feel like I need, that they're holding over my head, than it is to just, like, lay down and basically take it from this person. So, yeah. Hope that helped. I'm going to end the video now. Bye!